Randall and Rueff, and today I'm going to talk to you about something that I am probably never, ever, ever going to see firsthand. Not to mention never be able to touch or even consider owning or using. And that is the Canon EOS 1200 millimeter lens. This lens, to start off with, is no longer in production. And when they did make these lenses, and then when they were in production, they only made them after they had been ordered. So it's not like they're going to make 100 of them or 200 or however many and then hope to sell them. No, they sold them before they even built them. They were discontinued in July 1993, and they began production, or the first time they were seen was in 1984 at the LA Olympics. So from 1984, first sighting, to officially discontinued making in 1993. How many were actually made is not known. The information is not out there. But the information I've been able to find online says there are anywhere from 20 to 100 of these. That means the most of there could possibly be is 100. There's just so many things. This is a powerful, powerful lens. Okay, let's talk about some of the things. It's a 1200 millimeter. It has a fixed aperture of 5.6. It has a minimum focusing distance of 40 foot, which means you're not even able to focus on anything unless it's 40 foot away. A minimum of 40 foot. It has 13 lens elements, 2 of which are fluorite. The prototype had a teleconverter built in, but this was not part of the final product. It weighs just over 36 pounds. When you ordered this lens, if you were able to afford it, which it's out there, it took over a year to manufacture because they had to grow the fluorite crystals to make the lens element big enough. So it took time to grow. There's no image stabilization. It has a built-in filter toward the part that the attachment where you hook onto the camera. There is a built-in filter where you can drop in the filter, so you don't have to put it on the end of the lens. Of course, nowadays any filtering or any effects you want to do, you do digitally. But back in the day, when they were doing film, if you want to do a filter, you normally would plop in a filter at the end of the camera. Well, this was so big, the best way to do it was to put the filter toward the camera instead of toward the end of the lens. So, I mean, it's just, wow. I mean, I'm just looking over some of the features of this thing. I mean, it's incredible. A while back, B&H sold one of these. They had one in stock that somebody had sold them, and they sold it for $120,000. According to Wikipedia, in 2009, it sold for $120,000. $120,000. That is like for a lens, one lens. When you bought the lens, it came with a case. Obviously, you're not going to put your tripod on the camera. You had to put the tripod attached to the lens, which has the lens has a built-in thing to hold for the tripod, because there's no way you could balance this thing on the end of your camera. It would just, if you tried to put this lens on your camera and then balance it from your, it would just tear your camera apart. I don't care how good it is. So what you had to do is, it's got the built-in handle on top, and then below is so you can attach it to a tripod, and you had to have a pretty sturdy tripod. Like I said, this thing's over 36 pounds. And it's a mammoth of a beast of a lens. And I just want to make a little video about it because I think it's neat. I think it's a little part of history. Again, if they ever make this lens again, it won't be cheap, and that's assuming they ever do. And if you are rich enough and granted, this isn't something you use every day, but for those rare occasions where like you said, if you want to spy on your neighbor half a mile away, this would be the lens to do it. So, I mean, it's and of course, what you can do, if you really want to, you can get the 2 times, or what was the 1.4 teleconverter, or the 2 times teleconverter, which I believe eliminates the autofocus capabilities of the lens. However, manually focusing, you can go up to 2400 millimeters, which is, in lens technology, is astronomical. So, for a few extra dollars, you can get a 2 times teleconverter and pop that thing up to 2400. And I mean, it's insane. I mean, unless you're doing some serious spy work or some serious nature work, or unless you've really got a use for this lens, you're not going to buy this lens. This isn't an everyday lens. This isn't somebody. I mean, even if I had the money to buy, if I just want to say, it's not something I would buy because I don't have any practical use for it. Unless I'm going to rent it out to people. And even then, if I did that, I have to put a lot of insurance on it because it was very expensive. And they don't even make them anymore. And I mean, it wouldn't be worth the hassle. So, unless, let's say I rent it out and the insurance covers the entire lens, which would be, like I said, the B&H quote was, they sold theirs for $120,000. So, it's a massive lens. It looks really cool, but actually, for everyday use, you're not going to have a use for it unless you got some serious telephoto work to be done and can afford it. But I just want to make a little video because I think it is a cool lens. It's part of history, part of photographic history, and they're still out there. So some people with lots of money have them, and I just think it's a cool lens. So that's why I want to make a video about it. So until next time, I'm Canon, EOS photographer for Randall saying thanks for watching. Have a good day, and may God bless you. Bye.